In this video, you are going to learn how to convert between mass and moles. Okay, just a reminder, mass, the units for mass is grams. Okay, so we're looking at grams and moles, or mass and moles. Molar mass is the amount of grams per mole. So since this is the connection between grams and moles, we're going to use molar mass as our conversion factor. So for example, the molar mass of gold is 197 grams per mole. That means if we have 1 mole of gold, which means we have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of gold, that would have a mass of 197 grams. So this block of gold right here that contains 1 mole of gold atoms, so there are 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd gold atoms in this block of gold. This has a mass of 197 grams. So how many moles is 95 grams of H2O? We are converting into moles, that's what we want, from grams. We are given grams. So again, that connection between moles and grams is molar mass. So we need to figure out the molar mass of water. So we have 2 hydrogen atoms, so each hydrogen atom has a molar mass of 1.008 grams per mole, and we have 1 oxygen atom, which has a mass of 16 grams per mole. So we add them together and we get 18.02, you can round to the hundredths place, grams per mole. So this is our molar mass. So this means that if we have 1 mole of water, it has a mass of 18.02 grams. Okay, so that's what we're using to convert. So now we start with what we're given. That's our 95 grams of H2O. And we draw a multiplication sign in a line. Now notice, my goal is to get to moles, and I'm coming from grams. So I first need to cancel out my grams, so I'm going to put grams at the bottom, and I know this conversion factor. So if I have 18.02 grams, then I know I have 1 mole. Those are equal to each other. They are the same thing. So I can convert from grams of H2O into moles of H2O by using this conversion factor. So plug this into your calculator. It's going to be 95 times 1, which would be 95, divided by 18.02, which gives us 5.27. You can round to the hundredths place. And where grams cancel out, we'll be left with moles. So our answer is going to have the units of moles of H2O. So if we have 95 grams of water, that's the same as saying we have 5.27 moles of water. Let's try one more. This time we're asked for the mass if we have 4.5 moles. So we are given moles and we're trying to figure out the mass, the amount of grams. That is a G. Of carbon dioxide. Ooh. Hopefully you remember your prefixes. Carbon dioxide, so that means CO2. That 2 comes from the di. We have carbon and we have oxygen, but we have 2 oxygens. So, again, we're converting from moles into mass, so we need to use our molar mass. That's our conversion factor. That's our connection. So, let's calculate the molar mass of carbon dioxide. We have 1 atom of carbon. Carbon has a mass of 12.01 grams per mole. That's its molar mass. And we have 2 atoms of oxygen. And oxygen has a molar mass of 16 grams per mole. And when we do this math out and add them together, we get a total molar mass of 44.01 grams per mole. So what this means is that for every 44.01 grams of carbon dioxide, we have 1 mole. So if we have 1 mole, then we have 44.0 grams of carbon dioxide. If we have 2 moles, then we would have twice this many grams of carbon dioxide. But the question is, how many grams of carbon dioxide do we have if we have 4.5 moles? So let's start with our given. That's our 4.5 moles of carbon dioxide. And we'll draw a multiplication sign and a line. I want to now get rid of moles, so moles is going to go on the bottom. And I want to get to my mass. I want to get to grams, so grams going to go on top. And now I look at my conversion factor, and I see, okay, if I have 44.01 grams, that would mean I have 1 mole. So this is my connection between moles and grams. That's how I can convert. Notice the moles cancel out, so I'll be left with the unit gram, which is what I want. And so you just plug this into your calculator, the 4.5 times 44.01, and you should come out to 198 grams of carbon dioxide. Okay, so if I have 4.5 moles of carbon dioxide, I'm going to have 198 grams of carbon dioxide.